So, my name is Justin, and this is day 43 of my SR journey. I've always wanted to do one of these, but I could never retain long enough to be able to do one of these. It was always hard to get past the first week. I'd done it before, and I only got to you know about 3 weeks, so it was really hard to do. And at the time, I didn't have the level of commitment that I have to making this a lifelong journey. I initially did SR just because of the benefits I heard about. So I was not really intentional about like preserving that energy. And I didn't know what that meant, at the time. Um, but now on day 43, I feel like I've crossed over to that point where I can say I've finally overcome lust. Um, I mean, the urges are still there. I guess I can kind of talk about what changes I've kind of gone through. Um, I think the first couple of weeks I had these highs. I noticed the amount of energy, the increased energy, and I had more motivation to like go to the gym and, do other things, kind of attack my goals. So I noticed those kind of changes. And as far as the lows, I kind of noticed around week 3. Um, so be on this journey. You're going to get increased energy, but it's not, um, and it's not all rainbows and roses. You're going to have your lows. I certainly have my lows, and I think what I've noticed the most on this journey is um, I used to suppress uh, my emotions a lot as a kid. And so I think what SR Journey does is it brings up these old emotions that you kind of maybe have suppressed, and it forces you to face them because we live in a world with so many distractions. My distraction was video games, and I don't really have a problem with video games. I mean, I think it's a good form of entertainment if you have like the discipline to just play for a little bit and not be consumed by it. I was consumed by it. I didn't really uh, socialize a lot or go outside. I was more of a homebody. So video games is what I turned um, to just sort of deal with my problems. Well, rather instead of dealing with my problems, instead of um, having those tough conversations or dealing with tough situations, I just always turned to video games. That was kind of like my nicotine. It's like pick your poison. So everybody has some form of addiction. Mine were video games was one of mine, and then I guess you could say porn would be another one. Um, so yeah, you had all these distractions, and it just kind of numbs you to your emotions. So you never really learn how to deal with them and to learn how to process them. Um, and so SR just kind of brings those emotions up to the surface, and so you're kind of forced to deal with it. And also, if you're used to releasing, um, because sometimes we just do it just to feel better. We want that sensation. We want that temporary high to cover up those lower emotions. So that's something I also used to do. Um, so since I'm so committed to this journey, committed to not being a releaser, I'm just forced to just fight these emotions, because it's so tempting to want to release because you want to feel better. You don't want to deal with those emotions. You don't want to deal with the shame, the guilt, the trauma, because it's going to come up. It will come up. So you're not going to always have these highs when you're on this journey. It's going to get tough. Um, but I think I've crossed over. It's still the beginning for me. So I think I have to make another video like a month from now and give you guys an update. But I've definitely overcome some hurdles, and the temptations, they're not. I think the temptations they get stronger, but I feel like you get stronger. Like your discipline gets better. your, I don't know, your willpower, everything just kind of gets stronger. New levels, new devils. So that's the way. That's the best way I can describe it. I don't know that this journey necessarily gets easier. Um, it's like it gets harder. Like if you play video games, you know how it works. Like the bosses get harder, the enemies get stronger, but then you get stronger. You get more abilities, you get more equipment to kind of take on the big bosses. So that's a good way to describe theme retention. So I'm managing it. I'm managing it. I thought I had a few close calls, and they've really only been in my dreams. Honestly, I've heard of some crazy dreams from like um, other guys in like a group that I'm in. It's an awesome group of guys who are also practicing retention. Um, what was I saying? Oh yeah, I was talking about dreams. Yeah, I've gotten very close to just releasing in my dreams, and it's not too much you can do about it, but it definitely felt real. So I'm definitely noticing my dreams are a lot more vivid, and I think the temptations are really only strong like first thing in the morning or like at night. So I can't like lay in bed. I can't just sit there. I have to like get up. I have to get my body moving. I have to go take a jog, go take a walk, go to the gym, do anything but be bored. Because that's another thing. Whenever I got um, before this journey, I had too much time on my hands. I had no kind of goals. I just was just kind of coasting through life mindlessly, aimlessly, and so I think that's why, like this time around, now that I'm kind of on this journey, that it's somewhat easier to manage because I feel like when you have a sense of purpose, it's you don't have to you don't have to resort to the releasing. You don't have to be a constant releaser because I actually wake up every day with purpose. I feel like I'm living more presently. So that helps me kind of throughout this journey. So it's been a roller coaster, but I feel like I can do it. I feel like I can actually um, commit to this for a much longer period of time, and I have better control. See, in the initial stages, you're kind of expecting to kind of slip up. I think that's how it was for me. I was surprised, like, wow, I've actually done this for 2 weeks, 3 weeks. Now it's going to 4 weeks. I was getting more surprised each day I was able to kind of retain. And I actually stopped counting at some point. Like I actually, before I started this video, I went to my calendar just to count the days. I actually forgot. So it's getting to a point where I don't even care so much about the days. I care about it a little bit, but it's just that's not like the focal point of this journey. I mean, what I like about it is how this energy makes me feel. And when you get on this journey, you'll notice, you may not notice right away. Um, I wouldn't go by what you see on Reddit. There's a lot of science out there. I would say try it out for yourself. It's something you have to try, and you'll notice. You'll notice the benefits. I can tell you, oh, it does this and that and the third, but you have to honestly try it. And if you have the discipline to, retain for extended periods of time, whether it's 20 days, 30 days, 300 days, once you try it, you will definitely notice a difference. I certainly have noticed a difference. Like when I go to the gym and I'm going working out, I definitely notice like my confidence levels like through the roof, and my swagger is kind of like on 1,000. So it's you might get a little cocky while you're on this journey, just a little prideful, but that's okay. It's better than I was before. I just, I had like no confidence before, but this definitely puts your confidence on a different tier. So it's much better than the way I was living before. So um, I'm kind of happy with where I am, and I think what really helps me stay locked into this journey is being plugged into a community. The community I'm in is Sons of God, and it's an amazing group of men who are also on this journey. Who are there to kind of support you and kind of walk with you on that journey to just making this a lifelong journey, and also hold you accountable. You know, um, and if you slip up, honestly, the best thing you can do I mean, it's easier said than done. I mean, I can say don't feel shameful, but you're gonna feel like shit. You just might. Like when I noticed when I released, um, that's when I noticed, I guess, the shift in the benefits. I said, okay, I feel like shit. Like the entire day when after I released, I felt like shit. So that's when I started to notice, okay, I think this is actually real. So I don't want to go back to feeling like that. So that's kind of like my motivation for staying locked into this journey. So, but yeah, get yourself plugged into a community. Sons of God, that's a great community there. Um, it's a great group of men. We're just very vulnerable, very raw about what we've kind of been through and what we're currently going through on this journey. And having that kind of vulnerability in the group, it makes you want to be more vulnerable, and you can resonate with a lot of the stories that you're going to hear from these men. Um, so yeah, I'm happy to kind of be in the community, and I've got a lot of support, and I feel a lot more comfortable talking about insecurities and things I dealt with in the past. Because I used to like just hold those things in, but now I feel like I can actually talk about them, and I won't get judged for them, and you know I'm able to kind of give myself the grace that I need to get over those insecurities or things that I may have blamed myself for in the past. Um, and yeah, I guess one last thing is the emotions I used to feel like um, it could be like guilt or shame, or if somebody like pissed me off, um, like last week or something, I used to like hold on to like emotions, like hold on to anger, hold on to like just like petty things, but I'm able to kind of move past it a lot easier on this journey. I'm able to just brush the little things off, instead of holding on to things, So, because I used to be a little sensitive, I can still be a little sensitive. I feel like being on this journey, it's helped desensitize me in a way. So, that's pretty much it. That's all I wanted to talk about. Um, and I definitely be doing a follow-up video. I don't know how often I'll be doing it, but this is my first one, and I've always wanted to do one of these. And yeah, I'm just glad I kind of finally put one out there. And yeah, that's pretty much it. So I'll see you guys in the next one.